My name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this is a general reading for the star sign in the title below for Mars ingress stroke transit Pisces. Depends what time I get them uploaded, because Mars enters into Pisces today. Now, according to the astrologers, Mars is not particularly all that happy in Pisces, and this is occurring at the same time as Jupiter and Saturn are both turning retrograde this week, and to have that happen for the two of them so close together is a rare event. We've got the Venus square Neptune aspect, which is lasting for at least much of the summer. So there is a lot of energies, challenging energies, and very deep energies, you know, that really enabling you to work into your dreams, look into your own inner sense of right and wrong, and am I in the right place in the universe, and if not, what am I going to do about it? There are oodles of videos on YouTube about the effects of Mars ingress Pisces, so yeah, go and watch one of them if you want to get clued up about it. In the meantime, this is a general reading rules apply. It's an oracle card based reading, but you can, I suppose, ask a question beforehand. Now, there is the same intro on all 12 signs. There'll be a timestamp down below, so you can skip past all of this waffle once you've watched it once, I hope. And do watch more than one. You want to watch your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, and quite possibly, with this sort of reading, your Mars placement out of your birth chart as well. If you don't know what your chart placements are, there's a link down below to get yourself a birth chart. While I'm talking about the links down below, there's also a link to the Facebook group where I post such astrology videos for you to watch, you know, as well as obviously all of these readings. And you can contact me directly through there. It does have an inbox. There's other contact details down there as well, Twitter, Tumblr. Yeah, I think that's it, other than the ask a question. And we're looking at what energies you will get to play with, what topics you will get to look at during the Mars transit of Pisces, which, if I remember correctly, I've just suddenly occurred to me, Mars is going retrograde in Pisces, so it's going to be there extra long. This could be a good thing, this could be a bad thing. Given what's been going on so far, it's likely to be a challenging thing, but hopefully in a good way. Okay, let me bring up the cards. Okay, Scorpio, the overall energy of your cards for this reading is Six of Wands, victory, but it looks like there's going to be a journey to get there. Let's put it this way. But with this victory card, there is definitely a passage of time that's going through the reading, which hasn't occurred with all of these spreads. The first thing that you're being asked to look at here is trust the niggle. What's that niggling feeling trying to tell you? Now, this seems to be in relation to what you think is pure and just, what you think will allow you healing and creativity, what you think is affecting your role as protector, provider for your family, for your friends, whichever is appropriate. The King of Roses can also represent you or somebody around you stepping into the role of husband and father. So there's that element of wanting to make a commitment and wanting to make a commitment for the pure reasons, but there's a lot of stress around this whole idea. We've got the Nine of Swords here clarifying all of this. So it strikes me that there's something that starts as a niggle involving your role in commitments towards others and towards what you think is pure, and that situation getting bigger and bigger until it is dealt with, which it's a blessing. It is, but it's one of those options to finally put pay to something. because immediately straight after we have the Peace card. So I feel like going from the Nine of Swords to Peace, that is what you're aiming for at the moment. Peace. So you need to deal with this niggle and deal with the stress. Now, whether the stress is being in that protective role and not feeling comfortable there, it could be that you just need to start feeling comfortable there. But I also do get the feeling of something external affecting all of this that you need to deal with. Now, there's also a strangely environmental bend to your cards here. We have card number 44, the environment, so angel number 44, whatever that is. But I think it's about setting a stable base. But interestingly, we have the Six of Cups down here, where the two children at the front are, well, they're filling their cups with soil. It's almost they are making a treasure of the soil of the earth. You could also say that they are attempting to unearth something. But that whole idea of making a treasure of the soil of the earth and making a treasure of the resources that are around you is something that warrants investigation. We have Hilarion here, who is one of the Ascended Masters and incredibly good at assisting anybody who has to collect evidence and draw conclusions from said evidence with. And there is, the other side of Hilarion is he excels at assisting with spirit communication. And straight after, we have the Page of Wands here, who is listening to the voices of the birds. I do like this Page of Wands. There's that element of levelling up, but levelling up in action, because it's wand, it's fire, it's moving forward. But he's taking a moment as he levels up to just smell the roses, listen to the birds, listen to the news that is coming to him, listen to the evidence that is coming to him, and draw conclusions from it. So this appears to be separate to the niggle. It strikes me that there is something within your environment that, I don't want to say it's underutilized. Well, I suppose I do want to say it's underutilized. I want to say that there's something within your environment that with careful consideration you can go, oh, I can use that. I can use that to my benefit. I can use that to the benefit of others. I can keep that level of purity that I'm seeking. Because we're underneath the Six of Wands and the Victory here, there is the card of Five of Scrolls, diversity, try everything. And this is clarified by the King of Pentacles. So my first thought when I saw these was throw all the mud at the wall and see what sticks. But in the terms of try one thing after another and see what works, see what actually grounds something into the real world, into a real material effect. I mean, normally I see this King of Pentacles as slightly party-ish, you know, with the fawn and the elf that are behind him. But this time I'm really drawn to the sack of coins. It's almost like he has all this treasure and he's not that interested in it because he has his Bitcoin that he's happy with. But there is an abundant harvest to share out. There is an abundant grounding of activity into the real world that again is going to help more than yourself, such as the satyr and the elf, whoever they may be. But there's stress to get past first. Interestingly, we have Two of Scrolls here, the card that speaks of being trapped within two worlds. Now, that's come up a lot in these Mars transit readings, but I do feel with this one, it's out with the old and in with the new, because you can balance the two worlds, but you shouldn't necessarily have to. After all, the old world is the one that's causing that niggle in the first place. And you've got a lot of new beginning cards here. The Bird's Nest is Three of Forces, is a card that talks about new beginnings or expanding what you're doing. Say you have a business, you open up a second store, a new location, you take on a new employee, you start a new course of study, I suppose. Something that is a new thing entirely, or expanding what you've already been working on. But I want to go with new thing because this is clarifying the Fool. And also we have from the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, where I have Vahuya with new beginnings. There is a danger here. Baal threatens the presence of anger here, which can interrupt your new beginnings. So whatever that niggle might be, try just to sort it out, not get angry with it. I think there is an element of you will be able to balance your two worlds to a certain extent, but you're going to be far more in the new one than you are in the old one. But this is not abandoning your family at all, because we have the Six of Cups right here, like the one I was talking about. But it's talking about bringing the right things, the correct things, the healthy things out of their nostalgic place into today. You will be receiving assistance with this. We have Luia with Revelation. What's that? What is with atheism? Yeah, I think if you are going to start some form of new beginning, you do have to believe in it. And that may take a little bit of time because, again, with that two worlds and this Nine of Swords, should I do this? It feels like the right thing to do, but the cost, we've got Five of Pentacles here, and it seems all very unknown. You know, I don't know where this is going to end up. But if it is the more peaceful path, if it is the one that will get you away from this form of stress and this stress on the idea of you being provider and protector for those around you, go for the peaceful path. Go for it. Yeah, you don't know where it's going to end up. Yeah, you feel, oh my God, this is not going to work out. I'm going to end up with nothing. But you don't. You are supported here. Hilarion with spirit communication. And as I say, Luia with revelation coming to you. Spirit is going to make things really obvious for you on the path that you're going to go down. But we have the Hanged Man here. So right at the end of the reading, so it's like, yeah, it will be paths unknown. You know, you won't know where you're going to end up. And even at the end of this transit, you still don't quite know where the destination is. But it doesn't really matter, because the journey in and of itself is profitable for you, is a victory for you. The fact that you can set off on this path. But this victory, you do have to claim it. And there will be experimentation in getting there, because as I say, throw the mud at the wall and see what sticks. Which I know is normally a more negative comment. They will use that in terms of political, you know, when you badmouth your political opponent. Is it not dirty politics? I forget. But anyway, negative politics, that's it. You know, and you're criticising and you're sort of finding this and finding that from your Oppo research. But I don't feel that this is the case. It's not a matter of unearthing, well, it is a matter of unearthing dirt, as we saw with this Six of Cups, but it's more like not quite mining, looking for the right clay. So you take all the different bits of earth, i.e. jobs, tasks, ideas of how to move forward, and you throw it at the wall, and the one bit that sticks, that's the clay that you're looking for. That's the bit that you're going to, the bit that has a little bit of longevity. There is experimentation here, and you don't get that victory until you have that bit of experimentation. But as I say, go for the more peaceful path If you find that you're about to throw some mud at you, do some tasks, and you know that that's going to lead to conflict, look at one of the other tasks that won't lead to conflict. Because the conflict can beget the anger that Bael is warning about here, and then that can upset this new beginning for you. And yeah, I'm being a tarot reader saying, oh, you've got a new beginning, but it's not every morning is a new beginning, and this is a new, right, this path that I'm on, you know, whether it's a job, I mean, it does seem very job orientated, all this, sort of a what I am doing with my life. Or what am I doing with my life with Actress the Niggle card? You know, why am I doing this? How am I going to provide and support for myself and for others while I'm doing this? When all I'm doing is compromising somewhere along the line, you've been compromising something that you hold quite special, which is why it's been causing you so much stress. Stepping away for that, going from a more peaceful aspect and experimenting first to say, right, I can go this way, this way, this way, throw that mud against the wall and see what clay sticks. But that two worlds thing, I do feel that there is a balance, but you are being drawn into this new world so that you can look back and examine your old world and then just take the pieces forward that you find are relevant and get rid of the rest. So I pulled a card from the Tao Te Ching. It's verse number 12, to be the belly. Quite appropriate for the reading what I've said so far. So, to be the belly. The 5 colours blind man's eye. The 5 tones deafen man's ears. The 5 flavours dull man's taste. Riding and hunting drive man's mind mad. Precious goods alter man's behaviour. Therefore the sage tries to fill the belly, the virtuous character, and not the eyes, the gateway to the emotions. And so he discards one and keeps the other. So, yeah, that's what I'll call the reading, I think, to keep your belly full. But it's going to take some experimentation, and it will be worth it. I feel like in the experimentation phase, there's so much guidance that comes through, not always totally related. You might be doing one thing and receive guidance on the next thing. But that means that when you get to the next thing that you're going to try, you know, whatever next bit of mud you're flinging on the wall, then that will forewarn, forearm you. I don't even want to say forewarned and forearmed, inform you of how to accomplish the next goal, get better. So, I hope this means something to you, Scorpio, because it seems quite random to me. Like I said, there's also that environmental aspect. So if you can take that, that's where you're supposed to be looking. If you can't take that, remember there's many definitions of the word environment. But there is a very Greenpeace aspect coming out, not just from the colour, but coming out of here, because with the Hilarion and the examining evidence and drawing conclusions, that causes damage, that doesn't. Let's do that one. You know, there's that sort of sensation from it. But anyway, as I was saying, if it means anything to you, Scorpio, please do comment down below. Obviously, I will ask you to press the like button and the subscribe button, especially the latter, because it really helps. And I have loads more new readings coming out, and so you will get to see them on your front page or in your notifications bell. But there's that Facebook group down there as well, so you can see when I post there as well. Okay, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for all those of you who have subscribed and commented already. That's it. Good luck with this. There is an opportunity to have fun here as long as you get over this stress. Now, if this stress is you being forced to do something that you don't like, get yourself out of the position so that you're no longer forced to do it. All right? Cheers.